Hey, are you a yoga teacher? I have three questions for you. Question one, are you feeling burnt out from your weekly teaching schedule? Question two, do you want to demo less? Question three, do you want to offer more hands-on assists in your yoga classes? If the answer to any of these questions, maybe all three of them, is yes, keep listening. I have a solution that's going to tackle all three of these, even though you might not think that they're all connected. I can teach you how to demo less so that you don't burn out and that you actually have more energy by the end of your classes. I will teach you how to use that extra energy to offer some hands-on assists for your students that are going to melt them into complete bliss. Your student retention rate will increase. This is something your studio owners are definitely looking for. And your class demand will increase tenfold. The problem is I hear from so many of you how exhausted you are from your teaching schedules, that getting off your mat, you just simply don't know where to start. You want to get off your mat. You want to feel less burnt out, and you want to offer hands-on assists. The problem is that you just don't know how to start or where to start. You've never been taught. Majority of the yoga teacher trainings that exist, not for lack of trying or being quality yoga teacher trainings, they just simply don't have the time to teach you all of this in a 200-hour certification. And I'm here to tell you that I can teach it to you. And I get your concerns. You're worried about how your students will receive it. You're worried that your classes won't be the same, that you're going to forget your sequences, that your students aren't going to come back, or that you're just going to teach a really shitty class. I know that those are your concerns. I know that you're also worried that your students won't find this accessible, that beginner students are going to be confused and they're going to be lost, or you just don't know how to break the expectation of your students looking at you for an answer and waiting for you to demo it so that they can copy it. If you don't change the method in which you're teaching today, your long-term health of your business will suffer. What's going to happen is you're going to get so tired and burnt out, and something that was a passion for you that you loved doing, all of a sudden has become like such a drag. You're starting to build resentment about the industry, that raise you asked for, you never got. You're hustling all the time. The amount of effort that you're putting in isn't matching the energy that's coming back financially. I get it. I've heard and seen this so many times over the last 10 years of teaching yoga and interacting with other yoga teachers. And even going back to my retail days 14 years ago when I started yoga, I was working for Lululemon. And, it was my job to connect with yoga teachers and yoga studio owners to figure out how we could support them. I've heard of these challenges for 14 years, and I have a solution for you that I'm so pumped to share with you. Okay, so what is the solution? You already have it. It's already within you because you have the desire. You've already listened to this video up until this point. There's an innate desire in you for wanting to teach in a way that's going to energize you and offer more to your students. The most simple solution is to just start. Roll up your mat and leave it at home. Don't even take it with you to the studio. Don't even roll it out. Once you roll that mat out, the expectation is there that you're going to be on it. So don't even set one up. Don't even set one up. And it'll make it easier for you to get to and from your classes because you got less weight to carry around. Just leave it at home, travel light. You'll thank me later. The second is I will share with you a script, a straight up word for word script. You could refine it and put it into your own words, or you can just use what I got. It'll be a way for you to explain to your students what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, why it's more beneficial for you, and why it's more beneficial for them. Because this is something I learned from Simon Sinek way back in the day, and he's so big now, but when he first released his TED Talk, it was all about starting from why. And I love that. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. That's why people come back to your classes. It's not what you're teaching them, it's why you're teaching. Your why is going to give that passion and that energy and that vibration that they're going to resonate on a deeper level with. So why you're teaching off the mat is important. I'm going to give you a script to share that. Where am I going to give you this script? In my workshop. On January the 18th, I am hosting a workshop for yoga teachers. And the framework of this workshop is to teach you exactly how to handle these three things. Get off your mat, right? So you're not demoing as much. That's going to prevent you from burning out. And then you're going to have the space to do some hands-on assists. So we're going to start with some of the basic foundations. You are going to walk away in this workshop with the script that I just mentioned, plus the confidence to teach sun salutations. Whether you love sun salutations or not, if you can teach sun A, B, and half sun salutations without having to demo, it's going to set you up to just add in all the other shapes and poses. I'm also going to give you a list of all these other shapes: warrior two, side angle pose, downward dog, reverse warrior, tree pose. I'll give you my script, my cues, word for word, for all of the basic shapes that you're going to teach in a yoga class. It's going to set you up so that you have the foundation to go into your classes and start playing, start trying. No one's expecting you to be perfect. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice. I'm going to teach you a class without demoing. If you want to learn how to do something, you have to be a student of that practice before you can be a teacher of that practice. And I know from experience that in my city, in Toronto, there are not a lot of places that you can go and take a yoga class from a teacher who's off the mat. So the first step is to experience it. And I'm going to teach you a class. We're going to talk about it afterwards. We're going to get into writing out sequences as a group, writing out our cues as a group. And then we're going to have the chance to practice teach, just like you did in your YTT. We're going to practice teach. We're going to work with each other in a super comfortable, super relaxed environment. And then once we do that, we're going to talk about some of the basic principles around language. And then we're going to get into some hands-on assists. I'm going to show you some basic hands-on assists, pigeon pose and shavasana for sure. And the assists I'm going to show you in pigeon pose, you can apply them into child's pose. You can apply it into any forward folds, Baddha Konasana, seated forward fold. It's the same movement and placement of your hands. So I'm going to show you that, the techniques that you can apply to multiple shapes. And these are grounding assists, folks. You're not adjusting anybody. You're not fixing their bodies. You're helping them ground and connect to their breath by offering hands-on touch. So we'll get more into that too in the workshop. But I find these skills are imperative to the health and longevity of your business. And so that's why I talk about it under the lens of business of yoga, because it's going to improve your business and it's going to help you stay in business. You're going to walk away from this workshop feeling super confident in executing these new skills. And the reason I believe it so much is that, like, proof is in the pudding. I've been doing this for 10 years, folks, and I still feel so jazzed up and jacked up after every yoga class. I love what I do. My yoga classes that I teach really uplift me. It's a practice in itself for me of being present and being in community and being there with people and connecting with them. And, you know, you don't have to just look to me too, though. My most influential yoga teachers that I follow are Brian Kest and Sean Korn. And you can look these two up if you're not familiar with them. They've been in this game for decades. And I have never seen what their yoga practice looks like. They don't demonstrate the shapes, and they teach amazing yoga classes. These are teachers that are internationally known. They travel around the world. They come to Toronto for yoga conferences and workshops. Like, these aren't just any yoga teachers. And, you know, my friend and my mentor, Dallas Delahunt, she teaches out in Kingston, Ontario, or was in Kingston. She's in Napanee. She's also been doing this for several decades. This is how I learned back in 2012. And I am honestly just paying forward a lot of the knowledge that I've been passed down from my teachers onto you, because I hear it so much. You know, I hear from you guys that you are tired, you are exhausted, teaching is draining you. And I literally can look back to 10 years ago when I first started teaching, and I can count on one hand how many teachers are still around and still doing the thing. So this is your invitation to come take this workshop from someone who is in the business to teach you the business. The link is going to be below. You can check out the details. You can drop a comment, leave me a message, and ask me, you know, any questions that you have. And there's going to be lots of space for you to ask questions. And so that's it. If you're interested, if this is something that speaks to you, that you're like, yes, I want to do all those things, then come check it out. I would love to see you there. Peace and love.